Hey everyone, Andrig with Andrig's Aircooled technology. Wanted to do a quick video talking about the potential issue and fix for the lightweight cooling fan in terms of the mounting. We have had, I think, 4 fans out of a lot crack. So it's not been a widespread problem, but I really don't want anyone to have an issue with this because the fan really does work very well. And early indications from the early customers are they're getting really good results from it if they haven't had the crack, so which is the vast majority of people. So in looking at the problem, obviously this is one of the production fans, and you kind of ignore some of my writing, some thermal expansion measurements that I took off of this, but in here is where the crack always starts, and couple of reasons for that based on my analysis. When you torque this thing down, and I've lessened the torque requirements because it really doesn't need quite that much, which should help alleviate the issue as well, but I want to have a solution that's really bulletproof. No one ever has an issue, regardless of whether, even if you mistorque it, you're not going to have an issue. So that's the big deal. Is that the depth of this, the thickness of this, is roughly 5.5 millimeters after it's shrunk out of the mold. The height of the mount hub is about 5 millimeters. So you end up with about a 0.5 millimeter gap there, which you need some gap there so that you can actually torque the thing down. So there should be a difference there, and 0.5 is probably okay, except that with that particular nut and washer combination, the washer kind of bends down in there a little too much, right? Which then pushes pressure out to the sides of these, right? And then you get additional stress in the corner areas of this hub area. So that's what's causing the problem. And so lessening the torque requirements will obviously lessen that stress in there. And for the most, I think for most everybody, will just solve the issue. Having said that, I want it to be bulletproof, like I said before. So this is a 3D print of the design of the new mounting hub that will start coming with the fan, and I'm going to ship these to all the people that have a fan now, and even the ones I'm shipping right now, people are still ordering. I'm including a technical bulletin in the box that says this is going to come later, so if they want to wait to mount it. And I've also updated the instructions in the box to show the foot-pounds instead of 42 to 45, 30 to 32. So as you can see, what this has actually got like a cup on it. So this obviously mounts onto the alternator / generator just like normal, and then it has a cup on it, and this cup goes right here. And the way I've created this is you're gonna have to push it on there pretty good, and because it's going to be a slight, very slight, but a slight interference fit, so that you'll actually have to kind of push this on there kind of hard to get to go all the way in. But even if you just get it part way in, when you torque, it'll suck it down. And so that's why I did some of these thermal expansion measurements to get exact details of how the interference fit would work. And so this will be a steel hub, and actually the thermal expansion of the fan is very close to steel. So it's not, it's a little bit more than steel, but once this is on, essentially now, you'll get side support on here. So regardless of the torque coming from a center nut on the other side, right, this still get support, and it won't be able to spread out and create that stress area in those corners. So that'll really eliminate this problem. It should just be bulletproof, and there should be no issues from this point forward. So I have the obviously the 3D print that I've done, which was confirming all the tolerances for the alternator, generator and the key that's the key that's in there. Obviously the hub pattern here, which you already really knew, but I get to kind of control it a little bit better than with doing my own in terms of the fit here. And then the interference fit on the little cup out on the outside rim of that. Then essentially, you'll end up with really a bulletproof installation, and everything you need now will be in the box. You don't have to have one of these carried over from one of your other fans, you can put those on the side or use them in other things, or get rid of them, whatever you want to do. So that's kind of update on kind of where we are with this. I should get the prototype made out of actual steel by the end of the week. And as long as all that fits, and I'm going to do another thermal test where I'm going to heat this thing up with this thing installed all the way on there in my oven that I have. I have a powder coating oven that I use for this, and heat it to at least 400, maybe 450 degrees, and just make sure that the thermal expansion between the steel hub and the fan isn't so greatly different, because it really should just end up being a tenth of a millimeter up to about 2/10 of a millimeter interference fit. So it's a very slight interference, but just enough to give it that kind of support right there. So regardless of how you torque the thing, even if you over torque it by accident or whatever, you're not going to end up with that cracking situation. So that's where we are, and hopefully you guys find this useful. And if you order now, you can still order. I'll just keep track of, I have all the orders in my system, so I know who's got it, who's not, and I will send these out free of charge for the people who've ordered already. The price will go up on the fan some to account for the new piece in it, but shouldn't be too much. So I think it'll still be very reasonable price for everything, and of course you'll get everything in the box. So I think this will solve it, and I think we'll have really a bulletproof product that everyone can enjoy. So I really appreciate your time, appreciate all the business. Like I said, you can continue to order these. I will give these as free updates to anyone who's ordered up to the point where I have these in stock. Once I have these in stock, then they'll just be included in, and the price will change a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Appreciate it, all the business. Thanks for the guys who have told me that they have had issues. I don't know if there's anybody else out there. So far, it's only been 4. Everyone else seems to be doing just fine. So that's the good news. At least it's not super widespread. And I wanted to, stay on top of it, make sure you guys are satisfied. So appreciate it, and thank you very much again, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.